I'm South Shore Press News Director Stefan Mychajliw, joined by Joe Enea, and he is with the Plumbing Contractors Association of Long Island. Joe, it's great to see you. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me on, Stefan.
Yeah, it really piqued my interest when I got a press release from you folks about a plumbing institute that's coming up September. Joe, can you just tell us what exactly that is?
Yeah, this was a creation of the Plumbing Contractors Association. We looked around at the situation that they were currently facing and realized that there is a lack of quality trained plumbers out there in the field right now. One of the things that probably led to this, schools in general, like, high schools were not pushing the trades as much as they needed to be 20 years ago. And now that problem is catching up with us today. We're trying now to recruit from high school, men and women who are interested in being plumbers and joining this trade. Older plumbers are now retiring, and we need to have another group to fulfill that need in society.
And so the Plumbing Institute, like this school that's going to be September of this year, what would it entail if someone signs up?
So if you sign up for our school and you get selected to the school, immediately you would be given a full-time job and you would work with one of our contracting firms. And then you'd also be trained in the evenings by our professionals to learn the trade of plumbing in an attempt to teach you service, some smaller construction plumbing.
But you get a job right away just by going to the Institute.
Correct. You get a job right away if you are selected. And this is something that would have no cost to the selected students. So it would be totally free and you'd get a job out of it and you'd be you'd become a trained professional plumber.
So when it comes to the building trade of plumbing, then, like, how long would it take to, and I don't know the proper language, certification, like how long would it be for you to go through the training to say, okay, you're a full-time plumber?
This program will cover about 400 hours worth of plumbing, and that would take about 2 years to get through, going a few times per week. Because again, they are working during the day and they would go a few nights, maybe a Saturday as well here and there to cover 400 hours of training.
Joe, I find it amazing that schools and parents aren't promoting the building trades more and instead are telling their kids, okay, go to some Ivy League school for 400 grand over 4 years. And by the way, you're going to get a Sanskrit degree and you'll be lucky to work at Starbucks and you're saddled with $400,000 in debt. Do you feel as though that mentality is what has led to a shortage in the building trades like plumbing?
Absolutely. I've been in the public education system for the last 27 years, and I was guilty of that. We pushed all of our students to go to college. I mean, that's what the norm was in our society. There are some that realized that, hey, why knock them back a few years? Let them start this career early and let it see where it can lead to, because you can be really, really successful going through this path as well. This doesn't prohibit you from being a really successful, very wealthy individual.
I was just going to say, you can make a boatload of money as a plumber now because there is a shortage. It's tough to find folks in any of the building trades. And Joe, isn't one of the huge selling points the fact that a young man or woman has, for the most part, zero debt and they're learning a trade, correct?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of this, because, if you get yourself involved in this at a young age, there's no telling where this could lead to down the road. But one thing we can assure you, you won't have debt when you get there.
And Joe, in the South Shore Press web story, we're going to include the website and the phone number where people can apply if they so choose. What would you say, Joe, to those folks who are thinking about it, who are kind of on the fence, or like, maybe I will, maybe I won't? What would you say to them about attending this plumbing school in September?
I would say that they should definitely give it a look. Check out our website, maybe come to one of our informative meetings that'll be taking place later in the spring. We believe that certain people will definitely have a fit in this kind of a mold. It may not be for everybody, but it may be for you. So you need to check it out.